Welcome Amakhosi Network, welcome to the channel. Today we're chatting about a new winger that is linked to Kaizer Chiefs that is said that Nabi is in Tanzania talking to. But before we get into that, let's like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into this player. He plays in Tanzania. Let me tell you his full name. The guy is from Tanzania. And basically, he's a winger. I think he uses more of his left foot, but in the videos I did see him use his right. But it said that he's a left-footed player when I'm reading about transfer market and all of these things. So it's difficult to get a lot of information on the guy. I know he's 26, turning 27, so he's still young. And the thing that I always complain about when trying to get information, especially about Tanzania players, is that you don't really get a lot of the data in terms of how many games they've played and goals, etc., just because it's not really well tracked. So that's the difficulty of him. So I can't tell you how many goals he scored and stuff like that. So it's a bit difficult to tell. But what I did do is that I went through YouTube and I looked at his videos and I just had to try to get an understanding of what kind of player he is. Basically, what I can say about him is that the guy loves the ball. So that's one thing. It's a good sign, but depending on depending on the system the guy plays, sometimes a player who loves the ball too much can be a king, especially if he doesn't know what he's doing with the ball. So the guy loves the ball and he loves attacking. He loves running at players. He loves trying to take on players. He loves trying to do something. So even if something is not on, he will try to do it. And in the videos, it showed that I watched, it showed that he would fail in doing a lot of the things that he tries to do, but he still does it. And I'm going to start with the positives, and then I'm going to end with the negatives on this player. From the videos, meaning that you guys must understand, people have watched Lilepo Lollipop on videos and they called him a cow. Some people said something looks good about him, and we saw the Lilepo we got. The Lilepo we got was simple. He knows where the goals are. He knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. But the negative that one can add about Lilepo is that he doesn't do enough. Lilepo this season could have had 12 goals in the 6 months he played if he just put himself in those dangerous areas more often. But he would tend to be cold in a game and just disappear. But let's talk about Kibu Denis. Kibu Denis, he's a Tanzania guy. Let me tell you his strengths. Strengths is actually funny part. The pros and the good points about him is actually that he's strong. He looks like a very strong player. He uses his strength a lot, and that is twofold in South Africa. One, it's a good thing because South African players tend to be weak. We've seen what happens when we play on the African continent. Our players tend to struggle with bigger players. But number two is, but the flip side is when playing in the PSL players in a very, they don't like a very physical player. So because this guy is physical, he can score a lot of goals, he can get into very promising positions, he can beat a lot of the players in the PSL with power. But at the same time, he's going to probably accumulate a lot of yellow cards. He's probably going to see a few red cards. So that's what comes with being a strong player. Number two is that he looks very quick. He looks comfortable with the ball at his feet. That's what can I say? The initial observation. He looks very quick. He loves running with the ball. He knows how to change direction quickly. The best player I can compare him to in terms of how he runs with the ball is Makhalwa of Sekhukhune United. If you've seen how Makhalwa tends to run with the ball, that guy tends to has a similar running style to Makhalwa. The only difference is that the guy is stronger and the guy is not as quick as Makhalwa. Makhalwa can start a run and he will beat a lot of people. Like he can beat a lot of people at pace. This guy, I'm not too sure about his pace. It doesn't seem like he has the best of pace, but he has good enough pace. Let me say that. The other positive about him is that he is a very attacking player. What Nabi likes. You see the player that Nabi likes, a player who attacks. It's the kind of player this guy is. He's very attacking. But like I'm saying, I'm missing the goal. I need to see his stats of the goals to really know if he has been putting the ball in the back of the net or not. And it makes this thing difficult. So I tried to search, even now I went back and I tried to search more things to see if I can get stats. Just saw a random site that said he scored about 20 goals in the last 3-5 years. I don't know how true this is. We don't have Tanzania stats. But anyway, yeah, so that's the part about the scoring. The scoring that is there is that he's played Confederation Cup, and that he scored 3 goals in the Confederation Cup. And he plays for Simba, if I didn't mention this before. He plays for Simba, the one that Fadlu Davids is coaching. So, I don't know. Like, has Chiefs tried to contact Fadlu Davids to give a perspective? I don't know. But yeah, now this is my take. Actually, let me leave my take for the end. So that's the positive. He knows how to dribble. He takes on players, very attacking, plays Nabi type of football. I haven't seen him on the defensive side. I've seen him score goals, like he has a powerful shot, but if you can't really see how many goals, even his YouTube videos don't show him scoring a lot of goals. So what can I say? Negatives. This is the biggest negative I've seen about the guy, the very biggest negative. And the biggest negative I have for this guy is simple. This guy is going to be an injury-prone player. This guy lunges into certain situations that don't need you to lunge in. And in the PSL, our PSL players don't hold back. They'll kick you out. Like the PSL players break legs. So this guy oftentimes does things where he will have like a bad first touch and then the ball will go far. But because he's a never give up player, he'll run out after the ball and then just leave his leg there. And when he leaves his leg there, these teams oftentimes they miss him by giving him a proper injury. So that's the biggest thing I've seen. Like the guy puts his legs in situations that can cause a serious leg breaking injuries. And that's what I just saw on YouTube video. But the thing is that I saw so many of those instances. Then I'm like, but this is not normal. A player that keeps putting his legs in these dangerous areas, he's not, and when he does it, one would say, okay, but when he's doing it, what is he trying to do? And the thing is that when he does it, it's not like he's even beating players or whatever. He just throws his leg there to try get a foul. Like, he'll just be like, oh, this guy's coming at speed, let me put my leg there. And then the guy will foul him. But but on a different day, they break your leg, my dude. So that's the problem with this guy. Another problem with him is that the videos I've seen, not a lot of goal scoring. I will not lie to you. His first touch is not always great, is not great in these videos. He loses the ball a lot of the times. He has a very attacking mentality, but it loses balls. Let me say, like he forces situations, which is a good thing for a striker and attacker, but he loses the ball a lot. So that's one thing I will say. The other negative that I want to say is, let me just say, let me conclude in Kibu Denis. If you were to ask me today, would I sign Kibu Denis? I would say rather go get Keletso Magalo. Rather go sign Keletso Magalo than signing Kibu Denis. And a lot of you will say, why? Because I'm saying Keletso Magalo looks like he's a better player, but this guy from this Tanzanian Kibu Denis is expected to do the same thing that Keletso Magalo is doing. So my problem is that we have local players who can do what Kibu Denis does. So why would we go and throw money on a foreign player who's going to occupy a foreign spot? And that's where my problem comes here. Which is this guy. And look, I'm telling you, I'm being honest. You can't conclude on a player based on YouTube videos. You can't do a lot of these things. And we don't have his stats from Tanzania or wherever he's played. So everyone is within their right to say, but you don't have enough information. And I agree. I don't have enough information. But with what I have seen, the guy is, let me just say, Keletso at this point, and I'm basing this on the videos I've seen. Keletso at this point has better videos than this guy. But everyone remembers that a lot of people didn't want Keletso. Even myself, I didn't even want Keletso at Chiefs. I was like, why must we always sign failed Sundowns prospects? But this guy doesn't even look like he's at a higher level than Keleto Makhalo. And Keleto Makhalo is the specific player I'm picking because they play a similar type of football and they play almost in similar position. This guy I've seen in the videos is oftentimes maybe on the right, but Keleto is more on the left. So, you know what? Let me put it to you guys this way. I don't have enough information to conclude on the guy. If Nabi signs him, I'll just trust in Nabi. That Nabi can get what he wants out of this player. But when I do look at him, I think with a foreign spot, we could do better. With a foreign spot, we could do better, especially if you're going to sign this guy to play for you for the next 3 years. This guy should be better than the standard of the PSL, and I don't see that yet in this guy, in the videos I've seen. I don't see him being better than the PSL standard. I see him being good. I've seen him being above average, but is above average good enough? Because we have been signing average to above average. We haven't been signing stars. So I may be overthinking this thing. I may be talking too much. I may be not looking at what Nabi is trying to do. And all of you are right, which is why I'm saying I'm going to trust Terra. I'm going to trust Nabi. I'm going to trust the technical team with this decision. If they bring him, I'll support him. And I won't bash him when he's having a bad season because he still has to adjust to the PSL. He has to adjust to the expectations of Chiefs, just like Lilepo had to adjust to the PSL expectations of Chiefs. But because I'm saying I'm not going to bash him, it doesn't mean that I won't criticize what I do see when he does it. So that's something I need to clarify. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the guy. I'm glad he's a young player. I'm glad Nabi seems to like him if that is the case. But let's see what Chiefs do. Amakhosi.